It occurred to me that the reason I really started being pulled in the direction of art was that I love to draw, and someone happened to teach me how to weld steel. And it occurred to me that, whoa, you can draw with steel. So that's essentially what got me thinking about shadows indirectly. It turns out that when you draw with steel and you hang the drawings on the wall, they cast shadows, and the shadows sort of get in the way of everything. And it became a really interesting problem to see what I could do with the shadows, in addition to just trying to figure out how to get rid of them, which I couldn't do. So since I couldn't get rid of them, I might as well figure out how to use them. And it turns out that they are actually kind of fun to play with. The nice thing about working with steel is you don't have to wait for it to dry. Adults are kind of repressed about how they interact with art. Kids, though, they want to know which piece of steel is responsible for which piece of the shadow. So they'll stand there and they'll run their fingers along there and they'll kind of investigate it. And they have fun doing it. And a lot of times they're really surprised because I spend an awful lot of time making sure that the steel bears as little resemblance as possible to the image. If you take a curve like this, as you turn it, one curve can turn into a straight line. And if you keep turning it, you can come up to a situation where both curves sort of can evolve into a shadow. Look at this, you're running your finger along a long edge here, but it seems to barely move in the shadow. You have a very stark, dark shadow over here, but because of the distance from the wall, this thing becomes really very faint. And so all of a sudden you begin to see possibilities of drawing with different intensities, different values of shadow, which is kind of nice because it means that you can almost think of this as a piece of charcoal. These things are about making interesting drawings using shadows. People get it. But I think that the shadows are just the end product. It's not really the meat of the thing. It's only the thing that sort of captures your attention. Something very mysterious about having this do that. So there needs to be this kind of transition from abstraction to recognizability that happens very quickly in these things. I mean, it seems to me that that's the creative tension. For me, that's the interesting part. Having something, an object,